Hi guys, welcome back to Sunday Mood Lazy Chats Sunday Style. I'm Wendy.
This is Agnes. And for today,
This is our second official episode, right?
yes, that's right. We do have a topic for today, which is my sister's idea.
Yeah, which is all about adjustments. Cause
Adjustments specifically.
for the two different countries we moved to,
Huh?
basically.
So back to from Pinas to
No, those were
Singapore?
major changes. I mean,
What do you mean adjustments?
no, because like for me, I can talk about like Singapore, like when I moved to Singapore officially, right? Because here, if we only talk about Canada, I've only been here for what, 6 months?
Ah, okay.
I mean, we can only talk about Canada if that's what you want.
That's fine. Whatever goes. I'm okay
Oh,
with that.
so
Because you said
adjustments.
adjustments in Canada. That's what you
Oh, I
said.
said Canada. I
Yeah,
don't
but anyway,
remember.
yeah, of course, we can talk about Singapore. But yeah, but before we get to that, how have you been since the last episode?
Okay, I didn't. I didn't go to my Cairo. I was supposed to go last week, I think,
Mm-hmm.
but because I couldn't,
Yeah.
so maybe next week. And then what else did I do? Oh, I got the blue screen for my laptop.
Really? What happened?
I don't know what happened.
Is it your MacBook new?
Yes, it's the same one.
So
Oh my
did
god.
Kuya fix it?
No, okay, I think it was the other day. Or was it yesterday? I don't remember. Because I was so pissed off when I got the blue screen. So I
Mm-hmm.
tried to restart it, and then it's just not working. I tried to restart it like 3 times, and then I got the black screen. So I was like, oh, maybe it's working now.
Mm-hmm.
So then I waited a few minutes. When I turned it on again, I still got the blue screen. And then I used my phone to Google what to do. And it said to restart the laptop and make sure it's in a safe mode.
Mm-hmm.
But then I couldn't even get to the
Wait,
safe mode.
that sounds like Windows. The
No, it's Mac. It's in their
Mac
website.
doesn't have blue screen.
Huh?
It sounds
You wanna see Google? Oh my god. Oh my god. No, because Don Don knows. Like, oh, you just need to restart that or
okay.
something
I've
like
never
that.
seen a blue screen on a Mac. But
Oh,
okay.
I think that was the other day. And then yesterday, he was like, oh, did you check it? No. Like, so why are you not checking it? I'm like, no, I'm still pissed off.
Okay.
It's too techy for me. I'm a simple girl. I just like switch on and then watch.
Well, because you bought a gadget, you should it comes with all the technicalities. So bear with it. And it's new.
It's not really new. Like I bought it last week, I think. Last year. Sorry,
Last
not
week.
last week. Oh my god.
Okay.
Wow. Last year.
Is it not within the warranty period yet?
Of course not.
Okay. Well, you should have it checked
Yeah,
because you need it for sure.
I do. I do. I need it for my movies. It's different.
You have an iPad for that too.
Yeah, but the screen, I actually realized because of my eyes, I need a bigger screen now. Because of the subtitles.
Hearing problems.
No, the subtitles of the
Korean
Korean
shows.
dramas.
Okay.
Like I like their horror movies. Okay, so
Right.
I need the subtitles, and I need a bigger screen for that. Well, yeah. So that's the exciting part of my week. How about you? Let's start with Edmonton.
Deadmonton.
Deadmonton. Yeah.
Yeah, so we went to Deadmonton last night. So that is a haunted house here in Edmonton. That's the name, Deadmonton. So apparently it's been on for like 11 years now, or 10 or 11 years. So it's a haunted house. I'm not a big fan of haunted houses because I'm a scaredy cat. But last night I'm relieved to find out that I'm a big girl now because I don't really because normally when I go into haunted houses close my eyes, and then wait until we're done, and I'll just scream. I'll just anticipate what a monster comes up. But yeah, that time last night was actually fun because this time I'm brave enough. Like I know that these are just actors, so I was curious how it's like. What are the costumes like? But it was lights out too, so we only had like one light per group. So if you're at the
How many
back,
members per group?
maximum six, I think. But there were four of us.
So it's like a maze kind.
It is.
Oh,
So it's similar to the one in Universal Studios.
No, the Universal Studios, it was like the
Oh, I was
whole
not with you.
location. Yeah, the
I was
last
not with-
time that
okay.
you and I went.
I went to the one in Universal Studios
Oh,
a
I think
long time ago.
yeah, I think that time that we went, they
It was-
didn't
we
do
were
that
just
because of
outside.
the COVID.
All right. So it's similar to that, but I feel like this one is more legit in such a way that it's like a movie set, like amazing production. So there were 3 rooms, and I love how the first one had this in like rays, and then there was smoke, so you can only see the surface. It was cool. I can't describe it, but that was so awesome. Like, ooh, that's a really cool feature. And my favorite part is the last room. It's called the Abbey because there's an outdoor area, and then it was cloudy last night. So imagine going through, it's like a cemetery. That's the setup. And then you go through the maze, and there are monsters who would pop up here and there. And then it's just a nice, like the whole, like the weather, everything, everything combined. It was
So this was
so
like
nice.
open air kind? No, it's a
the
room,
only
right?
one room was open air, like half indoor, half
How
open.
is a room open air? I'm trying to imagine it. I'm sorry.
So you go into a room, right? It's just like
Mhm.
being in a house, and then there's a, let's say there's a balcony, there's a garden,
Okay.
right? So you go through a maze, it's dark and all that, and then and then there's this entry where you have to like go through this inflatable. You walk through it, and then once you're at the end of that, you see you're outdoor.
Oh, okay.
And then it's like going through a maze in a cemetery.
Okay.
It was really cool. It's really like straight out of a horror movie.
So
Like
the
a
monsters
movie set.
are what? Like ghosts, dead people
For the
kind?
last
Zombie?
one is the Abbey. So nuns, monks, and all
I
that.
hate those.
Oops, Kuya is calling.
Okay. Answer.
Kuya.
Just trim this then.
Yes, what's up? Anyway, sorry, I'm back. Where were we?
Yeah. I asked you about the monsters, like what do they
Oh, yeah,
have? So you said
monks.
nuns.
Nuns. So yeah, because there are 3 rooms. One was Puppet Factory. The other one is like, I forgot the name. It's a long name, but basically it's like being in a, whatchamacallit, being in a slaughterhouse.
Oh,
That's the second. So
that reminded me of Saw.
yeah, there was one guy with
Texas
a chainsaw.
Chainsaw.
Yeah.
No, the Saw is different. Then there's Texas Chainsaw, like the Texas Chainsaw
I
Massacre.
don't really watch horror movies because I'm a scaredy cat like that. So yeah, but these are like, I feel like the characters in the haunted house.
Was there a clown?
Yes, there's
Okay.
a clown. That's part
I
of the
hate
Puppet Factory.
clowns.
I'm okay with a clown.
Ugh.
So the last part was nuns, and then like outdoors would be monks. So it was really fun. It was so cool. It's really like straight out of a horror movie. So
Monks?
I enjoyed it. Yeah, like
How
you know how they
could
have
they be?
hoodies?
Oh, the cloak.
Yeah, that one. They call it monks.
Ah, okay. Because I'm like, huh? And
Yeah.
then I picture nun, and then it's like, how could a monk be okay?
So yeah, it was really fun. It's so cool. Like finally I opened my eyes so I could see what's going on. Of course, I get scared every now and then when something shows up. But yeah, I feel like I'm a big girl now. But it's something that is it is something that I would recommend. It is expensive, but it is
Mm.
fun. So you should try it next year.
Yeah, it's too expensive for me for now since I'm a tourist.
Yes,
Maybe
next
next
time.
year.
Yeah. So yeah, Edmonton, and then what else happened? So compared to our first upload, first I mean compared to episode 0, this time I haven't been checking on the views and all that. So I think the hype is over. And
Yeah, so I was telling her like, see, now you know it's a commitment.
yes, it is. And yeah, this time I asked Ate Wendy to come up with a topic because I was the one who suggested the previous topic. And then I've just been going to the gym. So far, so good. I'm always in pain. And then learning Spanish has been good so far too.
Hmm.
Really, nothing else. Yeah, that's all I've been about for the past week.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm. Um,
So we'll just talk about adjustments in Canada then. Let's not cover Singapore. Let that be a totally different episode, I think.
yeah.
Because a huge chunk of our lives are in
Yeah, I don't think we can cover that in one
Singapore.
episode.
Yeah.
So adjustments in Canada.
Yes.
Okay, let's start with you since you're new.
Freshest.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because I've only been here for 6 months.
Has it been 6 months?
It has been 6 months.
Yes, it is.
Hmm.
Ooh. Yes. And then
First adjustment is the smell of the spicy cigarette. Let's just call it spicy cigarette.
spicy cigarette.
You know, you know what I mean, right? The
You
one
can
that's
say it.
no, I don't think so.
Why not?
Maybe it's censored in YouTube.
Oh.
There are certain things that you have, certain words that we have to be careful
Oh, wow,
of
I didn't know
saying.
that. Mm-hmm.
So yeah, so let's just call it spicy cigarette, or let's call it Spider-Man's girlfriend.
Oh my gosh, Mary Jane.
Yes, but let's call
Okay.
it.
I hope our listeners will get what you mean. I didn't know we have to choose our words. Really?
You have to be careful, because I'm not sure like if that is even allowed. I mean, because I've been watching like podcasts
So
and
they did
all
toot.
this.
Like if you wanna if you so why you have
So
to edit
so then
this
what?
and
Then you need to do the toot toot. You want to do that
okay, I
work?
didn't know. Okay, now I know. Okay.
Okay. So yeah, that one, because I just can't like every time I smell it, because it's legal here in Canada.
Mm-hmm.
Every time I smell it, it's like my mouth gets dry, and then my the nose, this passage here, what do you call that? Nasal something, whatever. Is it nasal or is it nasal here?
This is nice. Oh, yeah.
Nasal, right? So the nasal thingy here, the tunnel, whatever you call it. What's the medical term?
Sinus?
I don't know, but this part here gets so like painful, and then I get headache.
Wow, that bad, huh?
Mm. But I'm used to headache because migraine is my life. But yeah, I get that. That's
Wow.
why, and I'm very sensitive to it. So like sometimes when we're in the car, right? And then the car gets the air from outside. There
Mm-hmm.
is that thing,
The eggs.
right?
Mm-hmm.
And then I always ask like Don Nick, are we getting air from outside? Because I smell the spicy cigarette, and
Mm-hmm.
then it's either the car in front of us is like
Mm-hmm.
smoking. So yeah, so that one, and then what else? The weather.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because really it's true. Like you can't predict what the weather is like in one day. So it's like
Yes.
it's very cold in the morning, then it gets too warm in the afternoon. So it's really like all about layers.
Yes.
But now it's like since it's closer to winter, so it's mostly cold.
Mm-hmm.
So then I'm fine with that. Another thing is the is it daylight savings time? What do you
Yes.
call it? Daylight
Daylight
savings time.
savings time.
because my body hasn't adjusted.
Right?
So, okay, because normally,
It's just an hour though.
I know, but it's like normally I wake up at like 5 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
My body just wakes up at 5 a.m.
Okay, so now
Okay,
it's 4.
so now it's like 4 a.m. I wake up
Yes.
at 4 a.m. and then I'm like, it's already like 5. No, it's still 4. Then how do I convince myself to go back to sleep?
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, that's it. And then longer nights, right? Shorter days.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's it.
How about the
Laundry.
people,
Oh, because I haven't been
the spaces?
because I haven't been like mingling with other people here.
Mm-hmm.
Um, hmm. There are no big malls. Although I'm
Yes.
not a mall person, like even in Singapore, I'm not really a mall person. But yeah, and I we usually go to thrift shops. So that one I love. I love the
Yes. I'm
thrift
not sure.
shops here.
We do have thrift shops in Singapore. I used to thrift shop there too, but there's not a lot.
And it's not
And it's
really
by
like a
schedule.
yeah.
Mm,
Here is like it's really like Goodwill and then Value Village.
yeah.
So
Well,
yeah,
I guess transportation is a it's for me it's a huge adjustment.
that's true because most of your life is spent in Singapore.
Yeah, exactly. So, um yeah, Singapore has a very efficient transport system.
Mhm,
While
mhm.
here they have buses, but the intervals are long or it's not always on time.
Yeah.
So if if it's cold outside and you're not geared up, yeah, I mean, if you miss the bus and you have to wait like 20 minutes for the next one if you're lucky. Um yeah, I don't I think one of the major turn offs for me is really like whenever I get out of the house, I just there are lots of homeless people and it just bothers me. I don't like being confronted with the reality that they are there
Why? What do you
because
mean?
I feel bad that it is there, and it's like it's not my comfort zone.
Mhm.
So I don't like every time we take transpo, there's always something because I mean here people can board the bus whether you pay or not. So of course,
That is
um,
true.
so for example, you could be sitting next to a homeless person, and of course, um, it's they could. I mean, there's just something that you don't like about that fact. So you have to suck it up during the in the entire journey. Basically, I just miss Singapore whenever I get on a
Yeah, because
bus.
you don't see homeless people in Singapore.
No, and yeah,
Uh,
it's such a
I
rich
guess
country.
yeah, but I think I guess we just need to give them the your perspective, like why this is your perspective.
Yep.
It's because you have been so sheltered even like growing up,
Mm-hmm.
and then as we mentioned in last week's episode, from college you flew immediately to Singapore, right? And then got a job
Yes.
there. So
Mm-hmm.
so you weren't really like exposed, like you weren't really in Manila.
Nope.
Like Manila has a lot. Like for me, for homeless people, I'm not as shocked because I'm I'm from the hood, and I'm just kidding. I'm from Philippines.
She
Like
used
I
to be
grew up.
homeless.
Like I grew up. I like I worked in the Philippines for a few years, so I've totally been exposed. I'm not as sheltered, I guess. I've never been sheltered at all. So see homeless. Just kidding. Um.
Yeah, my sister always likes to point out that I have a sheltered life.
Yes. Yes. Shall we have a podcast about that?
Sure.
I have a long list. No, just kidding. But yeah, I mean, for homeless, I just feel sad actually for them because to me, I always see Canada as like a rich country. It's definitely not a third world country like Philippines.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I I initially thought it would be like similar to Singapore because Singapore is a first world
Mm-hmm.
country. But of course, I realized that few years ago that Singapore is a bubble. So there's
Yeah.
no other country like Singapore. Seriously. Although I haven't been to Switzerland and Germany, but anyways. Um yeah, it's I just feel sad because I would think that being in a first world country, the government would have taken care of them.
Mm-hmm.
Um but my
They do
understanding is
try.
that the government is
They
trying. It's
do.
just that the
It's some
people
people choose it.
chose to, yeah.
Exactly.
So it's kind of sad. Like again, it's a rich
It's
country.
yeah, basically anything that we can't really control bothers me because they exist, and can I do anything about it? No, I just suck it up.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, and then part of that is also because finding out that the taxes here are huge. Like for me, like wow,
So then it's not the government's
I
fault, right?
I'm not sure, but it is what it is, and that's how I feel about it. It's a huge adjustment for me, to
Mm-hmm.
have to deal with that reality because like I follow the news, so there are a lot of things going on around here. Although maybe it's not as bad as Pinas, but still, there's something going on. So it's like I try, like, and then this frustrates me because I do want to drive. I do want to own a car already, so that I don't have to deal with this. At least less exposure to that. But yeah, because they would bother you sometimes. I don't like to be bothered. So that's a huge adjustment for me. I miss being in a place where I'm the poorest, basically. Um, so yeah, transportation. It's like if you're here and you don't have a car, then you have to wait and you have to deal with whatever could happen while you're waiting or while you're inside the bus. Like I could compare.
Mm.
Like we went to Vegas. Like we took bus all the time there, but then you wouldn't see homeless people inside
No,
the
we
bus.
saw like a few, but it's oh no
Inside?
no no not inside the bus.
Exactly, because it's so strict there that you can't board the bus unless you have a,
Yeah,
a fare ticket.
and they
Here,
have the security person. Remember when I commented? Oh, there's really like this. I thought he's like a legit cop. I don't know, but he was wearing a uniform, and then but I don't think he's a cop. But yeah, he was like a legit security person, like checking on
yeah,
like the
fare
ticket or
tickets, yeah.
something. Yeah, so I was like, okay,
So yeah,
okay,
it's
they got it.
so there's just that. Like there's it is very sad, but there's really nothing you can do about it except learn to drive and hopefully own a car, and then you don't have to take the buses. So this is true for buses and trains, like especially the trains during winter. That's where they basically live because they don't want to be in the shelter. Like they they prefer to be out, and they're there, and then you know there's nothing to romanticize about the whole situation.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I can say. It's bad. Um, and then so that's for the transportation and all that. Um, Another huge adjustment for me is the weather, but it is a good adjustment for me because I've always dreamed of living in a country where I can experience all four seasons,
Mm-hmm.
and finally I've done that here. I like how I adjusted to the weather. Like previously, I would wear 3 layers on a like even if it's just 16 degrees Celsius. But now it's like I'm okay with just a shirt and pants.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, I get what you mean about you feel hot because you wore too many layers, or maybe you wore something that's already super thick,
Mm.
so you feel warm.
I have my natural insulation, also known as fats, guys. For those who don't know, well, for everyone who who doesn't know me or haven't seen me in person, I'm fat. Okay? So I have natural insulation, which I'm so proud of. And I'm at the age that I get hot flushes. So
Yeah, but still, that's why you layer so that whenever you have all these warm feelings, then you can just layer down.
I know,
So
but now I'm like 2 layers only.
yeah, 2 layers is enough. I
Hmm,
used
hmm.
to wear base layers in my previous
That's too
travels. Well,
warm.
I guess that's different because you're out all the time when you're traveling. But if you're just going from home to the mall, for example,
Hmm,
it's
hmm.
okay to just wear a shirt and a jacket. So it is like, at least I know now how to deal with that because like previously I would like gear up and then we go to a movie theater and then it's super warm inside. So it's like I don't have a choice because I'm already wearing a thick I'm
Hmm.
already wearing a base layer plus a shirt. So at least now I know how to manage that. Um yeah, I like the weather. I love the cold so much that like I would prefer the cold
Warm.
over warm because
Yeah,
at least you can layer up with when it's hot. You cannot layer down even when you're naked. It's still hot.
yeah,
Um
that is
and
true.
and I remember leaving Singapore. It was like raining all the time. So here, it doesn't rain that much, only during fall, and I like it like that. I really just like how it's cold here. Um,
Yeah, I actually like the cold here as well.
yes, like I don't, I don't get sweaty. Like I don't have the sweat on my like on my face. I love
Hmm.
it.
And it's actually nice to walk when there's like a bit of a biting cold kind of
Yes.
like that you feel on your face. It's like
Mm-hmm.
it's refreshing or something.
Yeah, I love
Hmm.
it. I love the weather here. It gets really cold, so I've experienced negative 43 last January, and I had so much fun. Um, I was doing all these trendy things outside. So I've learned that I can last 10 minutes in negative 43, of course, with all the gears. Um, it was cool that my lashes froze.
Wow, that's
It
so
was such a
cute.
cultural experience. And when you throw hot water, it becomes a steam right away. You
Hmm.
can you can you can make bubbles and then they just freeze right away. It was such a cool experience. Like I was so like I felt like a kid that
Have
time.
you done the snow angel?
Oh yes, I do it everywhere that has snow.
No, I haven't. I haven't. So that's the one thing I need to do.
Yeah, let's hope it
But I
hopefully this is
hope
gonna be in
it's gonna
January.
be a white Christmas.
Yeah,
I'm dreaming of a white.
last year it was a brown Christmas. Hopefully this year we'll see. But it's already November. There's still no snow on the ground. Um, we'll see about
It
that.
snowed like
Yeah, but
for a few minutes.
yeah, that's not considered snow for me. That was just like a teaser.
Yeah,
It
that was
just
so
melted right
beautiful.
away.
Huh?
Um,
No, there was actually like a few, like it,
no,
like it's
like
really white.
it didn't last for like 24 hours.
No, it did
It just
not.
started melting right
Yeah,
away. So we want a legit snow.
yeah, and I also wanna ski.
Yes, that too. It's fine. I want to do ice skating again. So I really like the weather here,
Mm.
and um, it does. I mean, now I kind of see what they mean about when they say something about what do you call it? Like during winter, you feel winter depression. They
Oh,
call
I've
it.
heard about that.
Yeah. Um, I had my like I think last
You experienced that?
no, but I felt I know what they mean about the effect of the weather. Like when it's cold and dark,
Ah, okay.
like you start like there are things that would irritate you more or you would be more frustrated about like I guess if you don't get to go out almost if you don't get to go out you feel so cramped
Cabin
something
fever.
something like that um
Actually, I thought of that when I knew about winter depression and all that, but then I forgot about it. And then like maybe a few days ago, I saw on TikTok like, oh, it's that weather
Mm.
that you get depressed, and I'm like, I basically like to stay in my room. So
So we'll
it's
see how
like,
different that is.
but I don't think I'll get that because I can get depressed whatever the season
That's
is.
true. There are people who are depressed in tropical areas too.
Mhm.
But yeah, I think for me that was a time that I was waiting for any any outcome from my peer application. So my life was on pause and it was winter. I don't drive. If I have to go to somewhere, I have to take a bus and then encounter the homeless people. All that thing, like all those things would come up and I get so frustrated about it. But that was during winter. And then when summer comes or spring comes, and then we can go out more. Kuya would take us on road trips. So then it's better because you have more things to do during summer. But yeah, the whole seasonal
Oh
um
yeah, I've only experienced spring, summer, and then fall. Then hopefully winter.
mm,
It's the floaties. I hate the floaties in spring.
oh yes, that's
I
true.
call them floaties. They are what?
The
Dandelions.
dandelions,
Yeah.
yeah. I don't like those two.
I think from like in movies it looks cute, but in person
Yeah,
it's not cute.
that's
It
true.
really
Just
is
like
not
how
cute.
snow looks cute, but after a while, all the slushy, like, oh, I hate it so
Yeah, the
much.
snowfall, like the
Yeah,
first few minutes is really pretty and cute and beautiful, but then 10 minutes after that's like no, no, it's too much.
yeah. Like, when is this gonna stop?
Yeah.
But I'm just glad that I work from home, so I feel for those who do not work from home because you have to deal with all the slushies, all
Mm-hmm.
the cold and stuff. So yeah, that's about temperature and weather. What other adjustments?
Oh, here, just to highlight, everybody's too, well, the ones that we've encountered are too like polite. Like you say thank you when you get off the bus. You say thank you
Oh
to the
yeah, they
driver,
do
right?
that. Mm-hmm.
I don't remember anyone ever saying that, like a
Yeah.
local in the Philippines and in Singapore and in all the
Yes,
other countries
that's
I've
true.
traveled to. Yeah.
Yeah.
People
Yeah, like
say I'm
before.
sorry. And like it's really the culture. The Canadians truly say, oh sorry, they immediately say sorry. They're very polite actually.
Mm. Yes, that's true.
But like I've never, knock on wood, I haven't met a Karen here yet.
Okay. Yeah, so far so good.
Hmm.
If we're talking about locals,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
locals, locals.
yeah. Hopefully that it stays that way. Oh, another huge adjustment is the tipping culture.
Oh yeah.
I hate it
Oh,
so much.
I hate it too. I really hate it. Like I hate it. I hate it so much.
Yeah.
Oh, it's not that we don't want to tip, right? But some like now, okay, I still get confused. Like, should I tip if I'm just at the counter? Like earlier, we were at the coffee shop. Let's just not mention where that coffee shop is. But I was at the counter, right? I ordered, and then there's still that option if I
Of
want to give a
course.
tip, right? I gave a tip. Do you?
I don't. So the
See the
so
thing.
this is what I learned.
Okay.
If you order, if you're standing when you order,
Hmm.
you don't have to tip.
Okay, so basically, when we went to that bar, that bar with the when you made me try that spicy drink.
Caesars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, remember that
Mm-hmm.
bar. So because I ordered my drink there, so I shouldn't tip, or do I
I
tip?
would not tip. But I don't know. I mean tipping is for when it's like an extraordinary service, right?
Exactly.
That's how we are in Philippines. Like if we really like
But
we give cash.
yeah,
That's not mandatory. Like you're not like every time. Oh my god, I just hate that screen that
me
asks for tip.
too.
I wish
But
I
at
don't
least
know.
it's like now it's like you choose if it's a 15, 18, and something 20. Was it 20?
Yeah, 22.
Okay. before I had to calculate it in my head, and I'm
Oh
really
yeah.
bad at math. Like in
Mm.
the I experienced that in the US.
In the US, you even write it on the receipt or
Yeah,
something, right?
exactly. So I'm like I'm too shy. That's why like I miss how it is in Singapore that the service charge
It's
is
included.
included.
Yes.
So you really don't have to think, you just pay.
Yeah. It's I don't like being confronted with that option. It's annoying. So it takes time to adjust to this though, because at first I was like, really,
I see. So
really,
shouldn't
there's an
tip.
option.
I shouldn't tip if I'm just at the counter and I wait for my coffee at the counter and I
Exactly.
actually collect my coffee from the counter and then
Yes,
bring it myself to the table.
exactly.
But because of that screen and the person is right in front of you, although
I know.
they tried not to look at you
Yes.
when it's your time to pay,
Mm-hmm.
but still
Yeah,
there's peripheral vision, guys.
so there's an option there that says custom. So that's even an a, that's the worst experience because if you choose custom, like for example, the options are 15, 18, 22, right? If you
Mm-hmm.
want to tip just 10%, that'll be a custom option. So you press custom, of course it takes a long time to key in the digits and all that. So the person will know that you're not tipping based on the default options. So
See, I don't even know that because I don't.
Alex does that a lot.
Oh.
Custom. So it's like, my gosh, he's taking such a long time to pass the machine back to the waitress. I feel awkward. But yeah, but then if it's a really good service, we do tip more than the minimum.
Mm-mm.
So I don't like that. Like I think that only happens in North America. They don't have it in Asia and Europe so far from where I've visited. It's just annoying. I hope the government finds a way so that
To
our
incorporate service charge just like how they do it in
yeah,
Singapore. Yeah, I
exactly.
would prefer that as well.
Like they can increase their I don't know, but hopefully the government finds a way around that. I think it's not just us, it's a common
In North
issue.
America, I guess.
Yeah, in North America. We're lucky probably like compared to New York, probably that it's way more expensive there. Like I think their minimum would be more than what we have here. So, but that's okay because we're traveling, right? But if you live in North America, it's like you have to face that reality every day. So it's like now, for
It's
example,
expensive.
it is expensive. It's already
Because of
expensive.
the so you see, okay, Singapore is an expensive country. We all know that,
It
right?
is.
But when we go out with friends, I don't feel it as expensive because maybe I guess I think when I see the bill, it's like it's all in already,
Mm-hmm. Yes.
and then you're having fun and all that, right? But here, I feel I feel it's even more expensive because I see the amount, which is like similar to what it is like in Singapore, right? Let's say for a brunch, let's say $25.
Mm-hmm.
But then you see the tip.
Yes,
So
exactly.
it's like it's on top of that. So then your mind, me being bad at math, it's like, oh wow, this is gonna be expensive.
Mm-hmm.
Which it is, you
It
know?
is. It Yes,
Uh,
it also, and because of this, it also discourages me sometimes to go out. Like because if you go out,
mm,
it's not just the coffee that you're paying for, like it's also or the brunch
yeah.
that you're paying for. You also have to consider the tip.
But see the thing is, for me, like before, I do like giving tips if it's like I really had a conversation with the person
Yeah, like
serving.
if it's something extraordinary.
Yeah, so it's like, oh, I like it. Like
Yeah,
she was very attentive. So I'm like, yeah, no,
exactly.
I don't mind. Like give a bigger tip, right? But here it's like every move.
Yeah, if the person is
Every
just giving the
move.
bare minimum and you still have to tip
I know.
because
I did like earlier, I did give a tip because I'm like, oh, like
you're you were
it's
confronted.
always my, my thing is like, oh, okay, just tap on good, like 18%. Is it no
What?
18 or 15? 15%. So
Okay.
I'm like 15%.
Yeah. They'll just take. I mean, it takes a while to get comfortable with that. Um, but I also do not. I mean, even with everything that we have said, I'm also not comfortable not tipping when we're seated in a restaurant. Like you have, I
Of
would always
course.
have to tip, unless of
Of
course
course.
Um, if I have a bad experience, then I would not tip at all, which already happened once with me and Alex. We were in a bar and it took so long for them to serve us. I'm like, please don't tip because
Mm.
I don't think that deserves a tip.
Yeah, that's true.
So those on rare times when I feel strongly about it, then we don't tip. But if it's just basic service and you're seated in a restaurant, I guess minimum tip
Mm.
would be okay. And then I also try to think because I have never worked in the F&B, but I do know people who do work in F&B, so it's like I also kind of feel for them. That's why I don't mind tipping if it's a basic service when I'm seated and all that. Like
When you're
kuya,
seated, I guess.
yeah.
But really, that's the thing. That's always like in my mind. Like I'm just at the counter. I'm standing there. Should I give a tip?
Mm, yeah.
Right? Oh! I just remember for drive-through. Is there a tip for that? No, right?
No.
Okay.
I think
Sometimes
that's
I just pass my
okay.
car
Yeah.
to
Yeah,
dun
there's
dun.
I don't think I've never tipped and I don't see that in the screen too. They just pass you the machine to tap your card. That's it. You don't it's not the big machine with the custom 15, 18,
No,
25.
even the small machine. Sometimes there is like a
The machine?
the small thing.
Oh, yeah, right.
You can see
Yeah,
if
there is.
it's like you just select which
Mm-mm.
percentage you want.
Yeah. And I guess it also depends on the person handling the machine because they can skip it themselves. Yeah, that's what I don't that's a huge adjustment for me. Every time we go out, we have to consider okay, we're gonna tip, so the budget is more than the actual price.
Mm-hmm.
Um yeah, what else? What adjustments? Yeah, the I think the requirement to drive. I've never driven before. I mean, I did take a 10-hour lesson in Philippines like 12 years ago
Mm-hmm.
and never drove since then, so I had to I'm learning how to drive right now. I'm going to take my road test next year.
And there are more rules here actually.
Did you read the guide
Yeah.
already?
I haven't memorized everything, but
Yeah.
even like when we go to whatever location, right? You can see there's a lot of rules that are
Mhm.
not in the Philippines. I think how they structure the roads and all that.
Oh, yeah.
So it's really like there's a lot of
Mhm.
different rules.
Yeah, but I like how they have rules here. Like in Philippines, you can get a driver's license without having to go through a driver's education, right? It's just
I don't know
the
because I did it
driving.
the right way.
But you don't have classes in
I
Philippines.
attended.
There's a class?
Yes. It's a
Really?
private driving. I properly did the driving lessons thing.
No,
What do
the
you mean?
in-car lessons, yes. Is there a
No.
classroom
Yes.
setting? Oh, I didn't know that.
I did all that. I did it the
Oh.
proper way.
So is it so it's not the same rules then? Are you
Not
saying?
no. There are similar rules, but Canada has way more rules.
Mm,
Because it's because of how I think how the roads are structured.
okay.
I think I would think there are country specific rules, although not like 100%. There are still similar rules, but Canada has more rules than what we have in the Philippines.
Okay, okay. I guess the difference between being a learner here and a learner in Philippines is that here before you can even get the students, I know. Like you have to have a class while you're in
How
a
I did
learner.
mine is I attended the classroom setting thing. Was it 10 sessions or something? I don't remember anymore how many sessions. After that, then I got the driving thing. Like you really have to,
Student driver.
yeah, you really have to be in the car with your instructor.
Yes.
Uh,
Ah.
yes. And I remember the first thing I asked him was, "Where is the brake that you need to use just in case?" Mm-hmm.
How come I was able to get behind the car without going through the lessons? It's
I
not
think,
mandatory, I guess.
yeah, I guess so. Because for me, I wanted it like theories basically. So it's a classroom set. So there's like PowerPoint presentation and
Ah,
all
so
that.
it's not mandatory. Here it's mandatory. Like you have to pass
That's true.
a learner's
I guess so.
exam before you can get behind the wheel.
Yeah, I
So
guess
we
so.
don't
I don't
have
know
that in
why, because
Philippines.
for me, I just signed up, and then I know I had to attend the classroom sessions.
Mm-hmm.
Then after that, that's the time that I actually met my instructor, and then
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, but then they say so. I'm really excited to be an expert driver. And then mm, they say I do hear complaints from people around here
Mm-hmm.
of like how bad it is.
Mm-hmm.
But then for me, it's like it's way worse in Philippines. So it's not hopefully it's not too bad here. So I'm kind of glad that I could
The
learn to
roads
drive.
here are nicer.
The
Like,
what?
um, I think driving in Canada, like if you don't think of the country specific roads, right? I think it's actually easier here
Mm-hmm.
because I think based on my experience in the Philippines, the few times I drove there, um, number one, we had manual.
Oh
Our car
yes,
was manual,
yes.
so that's a lot of energy already for me. The other part is like not everyone follows the rules.
Oh yes.
The roads are smaller, like in the city. Well, there are certain parts that are. I mean, because I drove around Davao, which that I think the maximum speed limit is like 30 or something in most parts.
Mm.
So it wasn't really no like you can't overspeed. So I guess that gave me comfort. But then there are pedestrians.
Yeah, in Philippines, I'm not sure if
Like
pedestrians
sometimes
have the right of way, but here pedestrians have the right of way. So,
that is true. But it's just that sometimes, you know, people just pop up.
oh yeah, the zebra, the pedestrian lane, that's
Not everybody crosses using the
pedestrian
pedestrian
lane, and
lanes.
cars do not stop for pedestrians.
That's true.
That's basically. I'm not sure if that's a rule there. Is there a, like for me? I had this impression that us pedestrians have to adjust to the cars. Here in Canada, pedestrians have the right of way. Just so it's like if if you even if you don't cross in a path that is not meant for you to cross, you still have
Okay,
the
I
right
may
of
be
way.
wrong. I may be wrong. But I think it's the same one in the Philippines. It's just that not everybody really follows that.
Yeah, because not everyone is educated.
Yeah.
Not everyone goes through the same education to get the license.
Yeah, that's
People
true.
get the license without doing anything.
That's true. That's true.
So we're producing bad drivers in Philippines. So yeah.
Mm, yeah, it's just yeah. They're just country specific rules, but at least like the roads here are
Oh yes.
fairly nice. There's
Wide.
no like potholes because I remember my instructor that time was telling me you can actually slow down or avoid the potholes. I'm like, no, it's just straight.
And ruin the car.
Yeah, so it's like here it's like okay, as long as like you follow the signs are very clear.
Yeah,
I
that's true.
haven't
I like the
seen
roads here. There's lots of space. That's also one thing I like about moving to Canada because there's a lot of space,
because it's
less
Edmonton.
people. Yeah, that's true.
Again, if
I
you
don't
compare
know
it to
the,
Calgary, Calgary is very city.
but there's still more space here than in Singapore.
Oh, that's
So I
true.
like that. Like there's not a lot of people in one place unless of course you go to an event, right? But
Mm-hmm,
here it's
mm-hmm.
like you can walk and there's nobody there. I like I'm kind of allergic to a lot of people, so I like that fact that like in one block you'll just probably see one or two people walking.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So it's very laid back and I like it like that. And I do miss how I think yes, the accommodation here is cheaper, but the food is more expensive. So in Singapore, you can already find a meal for like $5, Sing dollars.
Yeah, you go
It's
to
a
the hawker.
hawker, yeah. We don't have those here. So, but
That's
in
true.
terms of food, I didn't have to adjust in terms of food. It's just the food trip. like I did not do a lot of food trip here. I mean, not as
Mm,
much as I did in Singapore.
that's true.
Yeah.
Well, I
What other
guess
adjustments?
no. Right now it's because I most of the time I stay home. But
For now.
that's yeah. But that's what I also did in Singapore. Oh no, I hang out with my friends. I go
Yeah.
drinks with my friends there. Um, the cafe, yeah, yeah,
Cafe hopping.
cafe hopping,
I
and
still
then
do that here, but not as
yeah. But
often as I did
I don't
before.
think we can ever do yachting.
Oh yeah, we're far from, well, there's a river,
Pass.
but
There's no
it's,
sea. There's
we're far
no
from the
ocean.
ocean. Yep, that's also one thing. Huge adjustment is not having access to the beach.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that's one thing I really miss the most. Um, the warm waters, because even if it's summer here, the water is still cold in the lakes, for example.
Yeah.
Like, don't be deceived if it's plus 43. Well, I have never had plus 43 here. I think 38 was the hottest here in Edmonton
But the
so
water
far.
is still
It's still
cold.
cold, yeah. So, yeah, but overall, I like it better here. I think the weather is a huge factor. Because back in Singapore, it's so humid and rainy.
It's actually
And
very relaxed. It's so like I like it because it's so provincial.
mm,
It's a city, yes, but it's very provincial. Like it's not really a concrete jungle.
I think you'll see more adjustments once you get out of the tourist visa status.
That's true.
Then we'll see how that goes. That will be for another
Yeah, I'm,
episode.
I'm curious if I'll go out on dates with friends,
Yeah.
like how it like will they check my ID? Just kidding. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, so probably after, maybe in 6 months from now, things will be different for you. So
Hopefully.
so by then we'll talk about it.
Yeah, hopefully. But again, my life is not that exciting.
Not yet, but it will be.
Hmm, we'll see.
And more adjustments for sure.
Yeah. Oh, you know what? We missed an opportunity to talk about our scary experiences during Halloween.
That's for next year.
Oh, wow.
The moment the moment is gone.
Yeah, we missed an opportunity. Okay, well,
Magandang
anyways.
gabi style.
Yeah. Horror
Yeah, that's true.
stories.
Yeah, we'll do that if this lasts another year. If we make it to Halloween next
So,
year.
see, are you running out of ideas now on what to talk
There's
about?
a lot of things to talk about. A lot. It's just a matter of when you want to do it and with who. So, and we've already invited a few friends to join us. Like, we mentioned this to a few
Yeah.
friends, but they're not very willing to join us yet. So, hopefully at
But
some
I have
point.
a few who I have to talk. Well, one
Yeah,
is
so
Mons.
probably you
The
can
other
arrange
is
that for the next episode. I'm okay to
but
take a
no,
break.
that's too soon. That's too soon for like next episode. Like, oh, when is the next episode?
I don't know. We just wing it, I guess. So this is the first time that we didn't do it on a Saturday. It's a Sunday right now. It's
Yeah.
a holiday tomorrow. That's why we're doing it today. I was busy yesterday, so
Mm-hmm.
let's just wing it. I don't want to set any expectations as to when we're gonna do it because it's really a matter
Yeah.
of.
So it's not really a weekly thing, right?
No, it's not.
No, it's okay.
Oh, and then
Perfect.
okay, we forgot to address one comment from our from
Which
one of our
one?
listeners, like because our channel's name is Lazy, sorry, Sunday
Sunday
Mood.
mood.
So Sunday Mood, Lazy Chat, Sunday Style. So our our listener was expecting that we have to reveal this every Sunday, and we have been posting every Saturday. So I have to explain to everyone, I guess, that the reason why it's Sunday, our obsession with Sunday is because it has something to do with our family name.
Yeah.
So it's not because it has to be on a Sunday. it's really just because it relates to our family name. So
Mm-hmm.
that's just to clarify to everyone. Just in case you're wondering why we call it Sunday Mood.
Yeah.
It's really just because of our family name, nothing to do with the day itself. So we can post anytime, and we can. You can do the podcast whenever you have time with your friends, because I know the whole time zone matching is complicated.
But it can't be like just me. You have to be
yeah,
there
I
as
can
well.
be there, and I'll just be sitting in, and like,
Exactly. So it's still our schedule
Yeah, for
combined
sure.
with their schedule.
And I do not know the logistics of that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, is it gonna be through a Zoom call? I don't know.
Oh yeah, I
Because it's
didn't
different.
think about that.
Yeah, exactly. So maybe I don't know. So we have to think about that. So hopefully soon we'll have guests. We'll invite friends to join us
Like,
on
how
certain
do you
topics.
do that?
I don't
It's
know.
gonna be like
It's a Zoom call, I would say. It's a
Zoom
recorded
call.
Zoom call.
But Zoom can only allow is it 45 minutes if it's free account?
I'm not. Yeah, something like that. There's also Google Meet. There's a
there's
few
Google Meet.
platforms. So
Will Google Meet allow, or is there a time limit?
I haven't checked at all.
What?
So yeah, we'll
Oh,
explore
the
on that
technicalities
option.
of it all.
I know. So yeah, I guess that would be all for today.
For today, yep.
This is a much longer episode.
No, you're gonna chop stuff. I'm gonna say something later. So there are, yes.
What?
You have to cut like the conversation that you had with
Oh, of course.
London. Yeah.
Yes, but it's not. That wasn't too long.
Yeah.
See?
Oh,
It's almost
an
an
hour. Well,
amazing.
that's it.
And just like that.
Wow, the podcast is like getting longer and longer.
Yeah, unexpectedly.
We should try
this
to
would be
maybe we
shorter.
should try to chop and then
Yeah,
just like
that's true.
5
Just get
minutes
straight
for
to
you,
the
5
point.
minutes for me.
Yeah,
No,
we
but-
should have a timer.
No, but because this is like being spontaneous and all that.
That's true.
So, yep.
Yeah, we just wing it.
Yeah. And we will catch you guys next time.
Yes. Thanks for listening. Until next time.
Bye.
Bye.